Today's lesson, box and whisker plots. Box and whisker plots show variability of the data using a number line. The box, you can see, and the whiskers are then the two lines extending from the box. These show the minimums and the maximums. The box automatically splits the data up into 25% sections using quartiles. The minimum is the lowest data point. The maximum is the largest. Then you have quartile 1, quartile 3, and the median or quartile 2. So I highlighted the numbers that match up with the box and whisker. The lowest data point is 73, the minimum. Quartile 1 is 79. The median or quartile 2 is 82. Quartile 3 is 88. The maximum is 90. Now, the interquartile range is the difference between Q3 and Q1. So you're going to subtract 88 minus 79 for a total of 9. The range is the difference between the maximum and the minimum, so the largest and the smallest. So 90 minus 73 is 17. A box and whisker plot breaks the data into quarters and measures the variability of the data. Each section represents 25%. Interpreting box and whisker plots means looking at the parts. So the minimum is the smallest number. The maximum is the largest number. Q1, first quartile or lower quartile, it can be referred to as all three, is the median of the lower set of the data, where Q2 is the median of the entire set, and Q3 is the median of the upper set. Remember, interquartile range is taking Q3 minus Q1, and it's finding the middle 50% or the box of the data, where the range is finding the maximum minus the minimum, or the upper extreme minus the lower extreme. Here's a box and whisker. The quartile, first quartile, lower quartile, is the far left side of the box. The median or second quartile is the middle line in the box. And the third quartile is the far right line of the box. The minimum is the line extended all the way to the left, where the maximum is the line extended all the way to the right. The box shows you 50% or the interquartile range of your data set. Each piece of the box and whisker shows 25% of the numbers, or a quarter of the numbers. So your interquartile range shows 50% because it's the entire box. In this example, Mrs. Hardin's math class of 28 students took a geometry test, and the results were organized into a box and whisker. So if we look at the box and whisker, we want to find the lower extreme, or the smallest number. We don't look at the smallest number on the number line. We look at where the line on the whisker stops. In this case, the whisker stops at 40. The maximum is 90. The Q1 is 55, where Q3 is 80, and Q2 is 65. So the lower extreme would be our 40. The upper extreme is 90. Q1 for 55, median for 65, and Q3 for 80. The range is the maximum minus the minimum, or 90 minus 40, which equals 50. The interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1, or 25. What percent of the students scored 80% or better? Well, that would be the far right whisker. So remember, the box splits everything up into 25% pieces. So that means that top right whisker is 25%. What percent of the students scored 55% and above? Well, that's the entire box and the whisker, so that would be 75%. What percent scored between 40 and 65? Well, that's the first 3 quarters. So again, first 2 quarters. So that's 50%. And what percent scored 65% and below? That is also 50%. Complete the next 2 problems in your MPJ, and again, take a picture and submit it for your classwork assignment.